Hello everybody, Cameron here. Welcome to module number 2 for Profitize. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through an entire setup of a Profitize website, okay, from start to finish. So before we get started, I just wanted to give you a little bit of some points and some things I just want to quickly cover before we get into the actual setting up of your first Profitize website. First and foremost, you can use whatever setup that you want for your Profitize websites. I'm just going to give you some core ideas of what we use and some kind of guidelines that we're looking for when we're setting up one of these Profitize websites. So if you have questions or if you have concerns about something that I set up in this video, please just be aware that you can do whatever you feel is best for your website. So if you have other plugins that you like to use, other themes or something like that, then we're going to recommend that you use whatever you're most comfortable with. This video is really for those who don't have much experience with WordPress and or just want to get a simple WordPress website up that achieves the goals of setting up a Profitize website as fast as possible. Also, let me say that this video I'm going to do in one long continuous video. I think that is just going to make it a little bit easier for you to follow along. And this video is going to be somewhat long, probably about 45 minutes or so. So with that in mind, I'm going to be taking notes actively on the screen as we're going along. And then I'll also add these notes below the video. I'm also going to be breaking the video up according to my timer here, by time. So for example, this is the introduction section and I'll just say, like 30 seconds or something like that. So in the notes below, you can see exactly what time I'm talking about certain things. So if you just want to go straight to the website planning section, then you can just skip through that in the video and watch it whenever it is best for you. Okay. I would recommend that you go through this video one time, maybe kind of like an accelerated rate, just so you can see the entire website setup from start to finish, and then go back and set up your website as you're following along, because you don't want to do something just in case like I mess up and I have to delete something. So just go through this video however you feel like it's best, and remember that you can set it up your website however you feel most comfortable. The one final point that I want to make, since this is going to be one continuous video, just know that I'm probably going to be saying and have parts where I may be quiet or something like that. I'm not going to really do a lot of editing to this video since it is so long. So just please bear with me if you don't mind. Now, one of the things that you'll probably hear me mention a couple of times throughout this video is the fact that when I'm setting up this website, I'm setting it up just to get started. Okay, this is by no means the final product. If you're following along in our case study, which we talked about in module number 1, if you're following along with the case study, you're probably going to see a theme or a website that looks a lot different than what I'm going to set up here, because right now I'm just setting up the bare minimum, and I want you to do that as well. The priority is to get your Profitize website set up as fast as possible, and then once you start driving traffic, once it starts to make a profit, you can start to make it a little bit different, and you can also do the things that you feel the most comfortable with. All right. If you already have some type of blog, or if you already have some type of WordPress website that you're not really doing much with, and you want to turn it into a Profitize website, you can absolutely do that. Okay. The Profitize website is more about a format that you follow when setting up a WordPress blog. So much more than it is about doing everything a very specific way, having to start with a new website. You don't have to worry about any of that. So if you have a domain that you haven't done much with, and if you have some type of website that you have, a WordPress installation that you haven't done much with, and you say, hey, I can make that into a Profitize website, by all means, go for it. Even if you have other content on there, you can start right now and just turning it into a Profitize blog. Okay. Other than that, I think we are about ready to get started. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna mess up like that a few times during this training as well. One more final note. You'll hear me say this. This is another thing you'll hear me say a lot during the video. Please do not email us asking us support questions about setting up your website specifically, or about plugins, or about theme options and things like that. We are not developers. Kenny and I are not developers, so there's probably not going to be a lot we can help you with in that front. So if you have questions about setting up your website or what we think is best, we're probably going to recommend to you just to do whatever you feel is best, or contact the developers, okay? Simply because we cannot possibly answer every single question out there that has to do with WordPress, or has to do with plugins, or has to do with themes, and has to do with options, okay? If you want our advice is just to simply follow this video and then build it out from there, and make sure that you're following our case study. Okay, that's the best advice that we're going to give you. So whether you email us and support and ask us questions, that's probably going to be the same information that we give you then. So please just keep that in mind. We're not going to be very much help with the technical setup and technical aspect of setting up your Profitize website, mostly because we like to focus on the bare minimum. And then once it starts to make us money, that's when we'll start to build it out. And of course, again, you can see that in the case study. Okay, so right now, if you don't mind, what you can do is you can actually pause the video and you can actually get, your WordPress website all set up. I'm not going to go into how to set up WordPress on a new domain. I'm not going to go into buying a domain and all that stuff and your hosting. Hopefully, most of you know how to do that. If you do not know how to do that, there is plenty of training on YouTube. Most hosting accounts, they have one-click set up with WordPress. So we are going to be using WordPress. So what you'll need is you'll need a domain and you'll need WordPress installed. Okay. And that's where we're going to get started with this video. Also, as an option, the way that we like to set up our Profitize website is that we'll have a main domain. So for this example, I'm going to be using the site profitizedemo.com. Okay. As you can see there, profitizedemo.com. That's going to be the website that I'm using and I'm going to be setting up throughout this video. All right. A big part of our Profitize website is obviously posting YouTube videos on our blog. However, I do not post it on this profitizedemo.com website. What I did was I installed a subdomain that is actually /blog. So profitizedemo.com/blog. I do have a separate video under this to show you how to set up a subdomain. If you do not know what a subdomain is, or if you do not want to use a subdomain, you do not have to. That is simply the way that I like to set it up. All right. That's just our preference for setting up Profitize websites. All right. If you have questions about subdomains or why you should use them, I would just recommend that you do not even worry about it. It's not a huge deal. If you want to go to a subdomain sometime in the future, it'll be really, really easy for you to do that. If you have a subdomain now and you want to put it all in one installation, again, that is really easy to do in the future. So it does not matter to us which route you choose. This is simply the way that I like to set up our Profitize websites. So I created an extra video showing you how to set up a subdomain with your hosting account. I think I did it with HostGator. And you can go ahead and watch that video below. It's a short video, I think like 10 minutes or so. And it quickly goes over how to set up that subdomain. Okay. Other than that, again, please don't ask lots of support questions about subdomains or why you should use it or things like that. It's just the way that I like to set it up personally when I'm setting up a WordPress website. All right. But that is pretty much the introduction and just about the websites. Okay. These are brand new installations. I haven't really done much in the back end and the dashboard section. So we're going to go over them in a second. But I really quickly want to continue with something I was talking about in the previous video, module number 1, and just showing you exactly why we started to set up these Profitize websites. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple of the websites that I actually model right now when I'm setting up these quick Profitize websites. The first is this website, Video Fruit. If you've seen in some of the modules to come, you'll hear from Kenny. Kenny loves the Video Fruit guy. He loves this website. He goes there all the time. And this is really one of the websites that we modeled in the beginning when setting up our website. Okay. You can see he has a homepage here, and then he also has a blog. And what you'll see is that the blogs that we set up really, really mirror this setup here. Okay. Another website that I want to point out is Entrepreneur's Journey. I talk about this website as well in module number 1. This is more of what's called like a magazine layout. I personally, for Profitize websites, I do not like the magazine layout because I think it gives the people too much stuff to do. If you have a huge website, that's all focused on Eurostark here, it could be great because, there's so much to grab a hold and grab the attention of the reader. I prefer the straight up just blog post layout. Hey, read our blogs if you're interested in and building an email list. Okay. So if you have some type of theme or something that's kind of all over the place like this, again, you can use it if you want. I personally just like, for the Profitize websites, I like to keep it hyper focused on just the blog posts because the blog posts are basically how we make our money. Another website, again, is Mixergy. This is one of the first websites that we actually started thinking about, these Profitize websites. And so I always like to give them a shout out here. All right. Now, the reason I show you these websites is not just to go through the websites and kind of waste time here. I really would like to point out again that there are real businesses that follow this Profitize model. Okay. These are real six-figure businesses, in Mixergy's case, multi-million-dollar businesses that follow the three core elements of a Profitize website. We talked about that in module 1, right? You have your content, you have your audience, and you have your leads, right? So these real websites that are making six figures to $1 million per year, we're following these websites. We're modeling these websites with our Profitize website. And instead of doing all the crazy bells and whistles like you see here with this type of podcast, we really wanted to make it as simple as possible. How to get the content up as quick as possible, how to get traffic to your website as quick as possible, and how to convert that traffic into leads as quick as possible for the average Joe. And that's what I'm going to be showing you how to do. So our websites aren't necessarily going to have all the bells and whistles, the multiple menu options, because we don't want you to get bogged down with any of the stuff. We want you to get a Profitize website up as fast as possible. And hopefully after watching this video 1 or 2 times, you can have your website up in about an hour or so. The bare minimum. That's what we're focused on. Keep it simple, stupid model of doing everything. All right. Now, just a quick note here. Again, I'm going to have these notes under this video as well, so you can feel free to check them out there. And I will also have this downloadable notepad, so you can grab this as well, and you can keep it along with you as you're going through the training. Your Profitize website will have really 3 main components, okay? And the first thing that we're going to have is you're going to need to pick out your sort of niche, your sort of big idea, right? And Kenny will actually go through that with you in the next video. So you do not need the niche before you start building the website. I just want to make that very clear. But you need to be thinking about that when you start to add things like your categories and different things like that of your blog posts. So you'll need your niche, okay? You also need a couple of, once you figure out your niche and once you figure out some of the parts that you're going to, you're going to need sub niches, right? So you're going to need 3 to maybe 5 sub niches. These are also categories that you can think about. So let's say your big niche, if your big niche is make money online, then your sub niches might be like SEO. Your sub niches might be like email marketing, traffic, and etc. Right? If it was in the health industry, you could have weight loss, or well, you could have nutrition, you could have weights, like lifting weights, you could have cardio, right? If you are in the golf niche, you could have golf fitness, right? You could have putting, you could have driving, etc., right? So when you follow our case study, you will see this, it'll be a lot more clear on our case study website, but you want to make sure that you pick out 3 to 4 sub niches that you can also create as categories for your blog posts. All right. For Kenny and I, in our case study, we also have income reports. Now, you do not need income reports for your websites. I'm not saying that that's something that you need. It's just something that we decided to add, if you remember from module number 1, as a way to kind of grab people's attention. So that I'm not saying that you need to do that exact thing. If you're not even working in the make money online industry, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to even include income reports, right? So you can have something that kind of grabs people's attention. That's kind of somewhat optional, we'll say. But we're using income reports, and I think that's about it. So once you have these, and again, you'll get probably these 3 things after you have a better idea of these 3 things after you watch the next couple of videos with Kenny, okay? But I just want to give you some idea of where we're going to be going in the future, so that some of the stuff, even though it's going to seem somewhat incomplete as we're setting up the website, I just want you to know that you're going to be filling it in as we go along. Okay, so that's really the introduction section of this video, and it looks like we're about 14 minutes. So the next part we're going to go into is website planning. All right. And again, just like I said, for your website planning, it really starts with your 3 to 5 blog, sub niches or topics or categories, or however you want to describe it, right? And you can see this, again, a lot more clear in our case study. So in our case study, as I'm setting up the website, I'm going to do a quick little video, and I'm actually going to cover our different subtopics. I'm also going to talk about it here, just kind of setting it up right now. and you'll have a better understanding of that. You're also going to need a couple of pages on your website. The pages that we're going to use just for starting off, again, we're going to follow the keep it simple, stupid model and just do the bare minimum for setting up your Profitize website as fast as possible. So the first page that we're going to set up is a home page. We're also going to need a blog section, either a blog page or a blog section. We're going to need an about us page / contact page. Now, sometimes, let's go ahead and see if we can grab an example of this. Sometimes, like you'll see right here on Entrepreneur's Journey, he has a different about us and he has a different contact page, right? So these are two different pages. But in my opinion, when you're just starting out especially, you do not need a different about us and contact page. You can have your contact information at the top and then you can have a contact section at the bottom. Again, but if you want to set it up as two different pages, you can definitely do that. Now, we have a couple more pages that we're going to personally be adding to our case study website. So I just want to show you what that's like as we add it, but you do not have to do it yourself. The first is we're going to be adding a resources page. And I'll explain a little bit more what that is and show you an example of that. But basically, it's going to be a page where we just add affiliate links for other things, since our website is going to be in the Make Money Online niche. And then you can also have the option of a products page. We're going to be adding a products page as well. Okay, that products page for us is going to include products like Profitize, right? It's also going to include maybe like some coaching that Kenny and I offer and things of that nature. But for the most people, you probably, especially if you don't have any products to create, you're definitely not going to need a products page. But what I have seen other affiliate type websites for the products page, what they'll do is they'll have like a review for top affiliate products that they talk about in their blog posts, if that makes sense, so that people can find all the top products that you recommend. I definitely would not recommend just having a list of all the products that you recommend, but definitely the top 3, 4, 5 products that convert really well for you. You can have that sort of products page. And then the resources page is just the things that they need, right? So for our resources page, we can have like, get started with your first website by signing up with Bluehost here. Get started with building your email list with Aweber here. That sort of thing is what we're going to have on our resource page. And again, you will see an example of that. Now, this is going to seem somewhat confusing, but it's a decision that you need to make right now. And I'll show you an exact example of this with VideoFruit. So as you can see, videofruit.com here. Again, Kenny loves this website. He talks about this in the training. VideoFruit is a website where you can get marketing information. He does lots of case study and really long blog posts. But I want to bring your attention to this first page. It's videofruit.com, and this is his homepage. And essentially, his entire homepage is set up as a squeeze page. Okay. And when it comes to your Profitize website, if you remember the model that we talked about, the most important thing with your Profitize website is at the top, your content, right? The free content that you're going to be using. And then down here, we had traffic. And then over here, we had leads, right? Building your audience. And without a doubt, the best way that I've found to build your audience is by having your homepage set up as a squeeze page. This can actually result in about 25% of the traffic that comes to your website opting into your list. Okay, think about that. 25% of your traffic. And I've seen this with Profitize websites that I've worked on and my students have worked on. 25% of the traffic that comes to your website when you have your homepage set up as a squeeze page will turn from general traffic, whether that's paid traffic or free traffic, from general traffic into leads for you. So they'll sign up to your email list, right? But you have to set up your homepage as a squeeze page. Let's go ahead and take a look at another example here on Entrepreneur's Journey. He doesn't have it set up as a squeeze page, right? You can, and by that I mean you can just click on any of these random posts here and you'll be taken to that post without having to sign up for anything or without having to log in, right? It's just all the posts in front of you. That's the first thing that you see. I know that he also has like a pop-up that shows up if you try to exit out. But anything like a map pop-up, a button pop-up, or something like that, that's just over the free content, typically those are only going to convert at like 1%, 2%, 3% of the total traffic that comes to your website. Again, whereas if you have the homepage of your website, this is going to result in about 25% of the targeted traffic turning into actual leads. All right. Now, what you'll see is on this page, he also has blog. He also has tools. And he also has strategies. So what happens is you can actually click this blog link and you'll be taken right here to his blog page. Okay. to his blog page. And this is a traditional WordPress blog layout. But something very important that you need to understand is that this blog page is actually installed on a subdomain, much like what we talked about in the beginning of this video, a subdomain. Okay, that's how you get this traditional kind of WordPress looking blog layout, and you have the home page of your website as a squeeze page. Okay, so in the website planning phase, you need to decide, okay, if you will set up your home page as a squeeze page, or I guess it should be, or if you will simply have your blog as your homepage. Okay, the best option, again, there's no other way to say that. The best option to get this homepage set up is by setting up your main domain, so whatever your website is.com, and then on that page, setting up a squeeze page, okay, and then setting up a /blog subdomain, and then this is a second WordPress installation. So for your main website, this is basically two different websites here. This main website will be set up as a WordPress installation, and then you'll set up in the subdomain /blog, yourwebsite.com/blog, and this will be another WordPress installation, okay, and this second WordPress installation then has your blog as the homepage. So again, you can set it up however you want to. If you want to do it just like Yarrow Stark, obviously this is a wildly successful company and website here. He fully lives the I am lifestyle, the lifestyle most people dream of. And he has it set up with his blog simply as the homepage, okay? The Profitize method and the method that I prefer is by setting up your homepage as a squeeze page. So you really kind of got to, in your website planning stage, you got to kind of decide which route you're going to go. I'm going to show you how to do both as we go through this video, okay? But for me and for Profitize demo, what you'll see is I actually have the homepage set up as a squeeze page as well, all right? A little bit later when we actually start talking about the blog posts and we actually talking about the pages, we'll go into like the page layout and stuff like that. So you don't really have to worry too much about that right now in the website planning stage. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into some of the back end of our very first WordPress installation. Okay, so this is Profitize demo. This is not going to be our case study website. This is just a website that I'm using to kind of show you how we set all this stuff up, okay? So I just want to make that really, really clear. Over here, what you'll see with the Profitize demo /blog as well. This is not the case study website. The case study website is going to be separate from this, but I just wanted to give you a nice, clean WordPress installation that you can follow along exactly everything that I'm doing. So when you get WordPress installed, again, if you don't know how to do that, you can definitely contact your hosting provider and definitely go check out free videos on YouTube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start in the dashboard. And then this is already set up in the dashboard. All right. Just a couple of really quick things. First, let me just go ahead and say that this is not going to be a complete, WordPress demo, training or anything like that. This is simply to show you how I like to set up our Profitize website so you can start getting profits and get your website up and running as soon as possible, okay? So when I'm setting up these websites, especially since it's not making any money, I'm going to set these up with the bare minimum for right now, right? But I am going to set them up in a very specific way so that they profit on purpose, right? By focusing on those three things, the content, the traffic, and the leads, we're going to be making sure that our Profitize websites are profiting on purpose, right? Even though we're just setting up the bare minimum, they're profitable from the beginning. If you were to try to start a blog like Entrepreneur's Journey right now, there's going to be a lot of competition and things like that, but you're going to be blogging about stuff that you don't know if it's going to actually have returns for you 5 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now even, right? Whereas when you're setting up a Profitize website, each and every blog post are going to bring in a lot of visitors, keep a lot of visitors on your website, and hopefully convert those visitors into leads and give them something that they can buy right away. Okay, so that's what we mean by profiting on purpose. And you're going to see exactly how I do that with the blog post in this website setup. Also, again, this is just very, very important. As you go through this website setup, please understand that there's going to be things that I do that you may not agree with. And there's going to be things that I don't even mention that you think may be vitally important to setting up a WordPress website. And that's okay. All right. The purpose of this website is to give you more of an overview of how to set up your WordPress website for following the Profitize model. It is not so much to give you a full training. So if there's anything that you think that I'm doing wrong or anything that you would do different, that's completely fine. But please don't email us asking us support questions about setup stuff or about setting up your website, because for more than likely our answer is simply going to be do whatever you feel like is best. Okay, if you have like technical questions about setting up some specific type of plugin or help with doing something, we're probably going to recommend that you either visit the WordPress community at wordpress.org for your support questions, because there's a great community and literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of questions and answers posted on there to hopefully help you with your specific problem. And also, we're going to recommend that you contact the developers of whatever plugins or whatever themes that you're having an issue with. Not because we're ignoring you, but simply because there's too many variations, and Kenny and I are definitely not developers, right? We are mostly focused on creating websites that can generate a profit really, really fast, not so much diving into the code or trying to troubleshoot a plugin or anything like that. So please just keep that in mind as you go through this training, all right? When it comes to getting your website set up as fast as possible, or any questions that you may have, you really have three options. Option number one is you can get set up with our exact blog that I'm setting up right now, the exact blog. And you can also get the first 25 posts on that blog set up within 5 minutes. We actually have a done-for-you blog setup / website that is available. And I think you can click the link below the video if we still have some of those available. You can get set up with that, and it skips all this entire video. Everything that we've been talking about in this entire video, it skips all that, and you just have a Profitize blog in the Make Money Online industry ready to go. Okay? Your second option, if you have any trouble with setting up your WordPress website, is to simply contact either the developers of the website or the plugin that you're using, etc. You can also contact your hosting provider or something like that for problems. You can contact the WordPress community for any option or any problems that you have. And then finally, my favorite option, and I actually did this with this demo site, is to visit Fiverr.com. There's unlimited people on Fiverr.com who can solve any problem that you have within a day or two for $5 or $10. Okay, so those are going to be your three options. You can either get started with our done-for-you website. You can contact someone else out there as far as like the developer, WordPress.org, your hosting provider, etc. Or you can go ahead and head over to Fiverr.com to help you get some of this stuff set up. All right. So I just want to really again make that clear before we move on. Now, our next section, we have the website setup. All right. So we got through the introduction. Sorry about that, not the into. We got through the introduction, talked about thinking through some of the main parts of your website. And again, in the next module, Kenny's going to help you come up with your niche, your make money on, or whatever niche you want. It does not have to be make money online as long as it's a profitable niche, and how you can start to come up with some of those sub niches. And then we went through the website planning, and I just gave you a brief overview of exactly what we're going to be setting up. And remember, for the website planning, it's important to set up a website that profits on purpose, right? And if you remember our three parts of that: content and plus traffic plus leads equals profits, right? That's the name of these Profitize websites. And to get these set up as soon as possible, right? We don't want to be wasting days or months thinking about the perfect domain name or the perfect theme. Just follow along what we have here. And if you have any questions, please head over to Fiverr, some of the other things that we talked about just a few minutes ago, okay? when it comes to the website setup, so now I'm not going to be taking as many notes during this section because this is going to be more over the shoulder stuff, but let's talk a little bit about the website setup. I like to do WordPress in a very specific way. And if you're following along with this video, to be honest, you're just going to have to do it kind of the way I do it because I've worked with WordPress so much that this is just the way it makes sense to me. Okay. The first thing is you're going to head over to your post section. And everybody will have this hello world post. Go ahead and get rid of that. I don't use it. You don't need it. We're not going to touch it. There's no point in even trying to edit it. I just get rid of it. So I hit trash. Okay. That's all we're going to do for now. What I like to do is I like to go through everything, set everything up in each section the way I like to set it up. And then I'll go back and edit each section one by one. So next thing we're going to head over to is our pages. Now, you may have a sample page in there. Either way, you definitely won't have this landing page in there. Okay. You definitely will not have this landing page in there. Before I got started with this, I actually did something I'm going to recommend that you do as well. I went over to Fiverr and I got my landing page created. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and open that in a new tab so you can go ahead and check it out. So the only reason I did this off camera, if you will, is because I had to get somebody to create this page for me. I didn't want to waste the time creating it myself. And to be honest, when it comes to setting up this type of landing page here, there is no easy or free way to do it. Okay. Unfortunately, and believe me, when I first started working with these Profitize website, I literally spent hours on end trying to figure out a free way to create this type of landing page homepage. And there's simply not an option for it that integrates with your autoresponder and can be set as the homepage. There's just no way that I could find to do it. There's a couple of different workarounds, but what I found for the most part, you're going to need to use some type of paid service for this option. For this example, we are using Thrive. So you can see we're using this plugin called Thrive Architect. Thrive Architect is a plugin. I believe it costs $67 per website. So it's a pretty penny. And you can imagine that if you want to set up 4 or 5, even 10 different Profitize websites, then you're going to have to either pay for the developer's license, which I think is like $147 for 15 websites. But then again, if you're talking about setting up 20 Profitize websites, right, then you have to get 2 developers license. So now you're down $300. I don't want anybody to spend $300 on this. So what I recommend that you all do is you head over to Fiverr.com. Now, this is only for the people who are interested in setting up a homepage as the landing page, right? If you remember, I talked about it here. You got to decide if you want your homepage to set up as a squeeze page, or if you want to have your blog set up as your homepage. If you want your blog set up as a homepage, then you don't have to worry about this. But if you want a squeeze page set up as your homepage, unless you are ready to invest your own money in something like Thrive or leadpages.net, or if you want to use something like ClickFunnels, those all have some type of expense attached to it. If you have something like that, right? If you have something like Lead Pages or ClickFunnels already, go ahead and use that. You do not have to set it up using Thrive. I just found out Thrive was the easiest way for me to do it. So set up your homepage is going to be your first step. And you may have to contact someone on Fiverr. If you want your homepage to be a squeeze page. All right. So if you head over to Fiverr, what you can do is you can just search, I think I just searched WordPress landing page. Yep. And then what you'll see is you'll see lots of people who can do this for you. So what I did, instead of spending the $67 on Thrive Architect, what I did was I found someone in here who can set up Thrive for you, who can set up a WordPress landing page for you. And you can see that here's a seller right here who does it. It starts at $50. That's expensive. I would be looking between like the $5 to $20 range for this type of service. You can also search for something like WordPress. You can search for like Thrive landing page. Thrive is what I use for the Profitize demo site. This is built with Thrive Architect. So if you go over to Fiverr, there's lots of people who offer the gig. So what these developers do, here is the developers, they actually purchase So right here, this guy for 10 bucks, you see, he says, I will create a beautiful landing page with Thrive. And this landing page looks similar to the one that I use. Okay. I didn't use this particular guy, but this is about the price range I would be looking at. So what this particular person did is he actually purchased Thrive Architect, and he actually purchased the developer's license for it. So he charges you 15 bucks. If he gets 15 people to do it for 10 bucks for the basic landing page, you see he basically breaks even if he only gets 15 people to do it for $10, right? But if you get some of these premiums and things like that, it's the same amount of landing pages or the same number of domains that if you do it for 20 bucks, but you see he has the extra $5. So he makes a little bit of profit for doing it this way, etc. All right. But this is the sort of thing that we're looking for. I just only need the landing page, right? I don't need an entire funnel set up. All you need is really the landing page only, because you can set everything else in WordPress, which I show you how to do in module 5, I believe. All right. So if you want to set up a squeeze page as your landing page, you've got a couple of options. You can go ahead and search for somebody on Fiverr, or you can use whatever landing page service that you currently have access to. All right. Please, again, this is another thing. Please do not ask us what we think is best. It's completely up to you. If you have ClickFunnels, then use ClickFunnels. I'll give you another example here. If you check out VideoFruit, I believe he uses WordPress for VideoFruit. But so this is a WordPress website. He has a homepage set up as a landing page, but you see what happens when you click on this button. This pop-up comes up. I just know because of this pop-up, this is leadpages.net. So he uses leadpages.net for this little pop-up here, right? It's a plugin. So if you have leadpages.net, if you have ClickFunnels, you can set up squeeze pages on those platforms that work on your WordPress website. Again, please, please, please use whatever works best for you. If you even want to use this option. If you say, hey, Cameron, I just bought your training. I love your training so far. But for right now, until I start making some money from my website, I am just going to use my blog as my homepage. Don't worry. You can do that as well. All right. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm just trying to make sure that I answer this as thoroughly as possible for those who want to set up your squeeze page. The first option, if you do not have some type of autoresponder service, I recommend that you go to Fiverr, find somebody who will set up a landing page for you between like $5 and $20. They usually get it done within a day or two. Very, very simple to set up. They will handle it all for you, so you don't have to worry about anything. Also, as a bonus, if you want to use the same exact landing page that I have set up here, I actually have a download that has the files. So if you go to somebody on Fiverr and they use the Thrive Architect theme, the Thrive Architect plugin, then you can actually get this page right here set up for you. Okay. And it's really easy. Basically, you're just paying them the 10 or 15 bucks to install Thrive on your website for you. And you're actually giving them the page to set up. And then this is all really, really easy to change. All right. So I just really had to quickly go through that. You won't have that page set up, but you do need to decide if you want to use that page. For now, just delete whatever page you have in there. And let's go down to the appearances. So we're in the appearances section. And even though I have this landing page set up right now, if you can see on my Profitize demo site, I'm using the basic theme, right? This is just the 2017 theme. So obviously nobody wants to use that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different theme. All right. So we're going to add a new theme here. And the theme that I'm going to be using, I don't even need to search for it. I think it might show up. Okay, maybe not. The theme I'm going to be using is called Sydney. I believe that's it. And it's just called Sydney right here. Okay, the lady with the hands of the iPhone. I'm going to go ahead and install that theme. Now, this is a wildly, wildly popular free theme on WordPress. And I chose this theme for a reason. Number one, because it's free. Okay, let's be honest, because it's free. Also, this theme has lots of customizable options, which are really, really great. So that's another good reason, another reason I decided to use this particular theme. So it's free. It has lots of good options on it. And also because it is free, it's wildly popular, which means that there's lots of support and lots of people who are familiar with this theme who can help you with it. Okay, so this is the theme. This is the theme that I'm going to be set up with the free demo site. Now, I will also say that if I were setting up a Profitize website, I probably would not be using a free theme. There's a couple of other themes, and I'll link some below this video and the website setup section that I actually prefer, but they're all paid themes. So for our website, for the actual case study website, we're probably going to be using at least maybe starting off with the newspaper theme. That's a paid theme. I believe it's like $60 over at ThemeForest. Kenny's a really big fan of the Divi theme. The Divi theme is 100% customizable across everything, like anything and everything you can think of. You can customize it with the Divi theme. I believe that's like $89 per year with elegant themes. Not the gravity theme. There's a couple other popular ones out there that you can think about using. But I like the Sydney theme for setting up just a free, quick, easy website. So we're going to go ahead and install Sydney. And as you can see, it's installing. And then we're going to click Activate. Okay. I'm not going to worry about customizing anything in the appearance section right now. I'm just going to leave it all as is. The next thing I am going to go into is the plugin section. All right. And I'm just going to recommend a couple of the plugins that I like to get started. So you're probably going to have a few other plugins in here. You're probably going to have, depending on like how you installed your website, you might have a few other plugins. I like to just delete everything. Okay. I like to just delete all the plugins because I don't use any of the stock plugins for the most part. All right. I just get rid of all of them. All right. So the actual plugins that I like, these two plugins, they were installed by the outsourcer who set up Thrive Architect for me. So Thrive Architect is a paid plugin. All right. Nope. You're not going to be able to use Thrive Architect unless you have login details for Thrive Architect. Again, I got that done through Fiverr, and you can use that as well. So with Sydney, as you can see up here, it says this theme recommends the following plugins: Page Builder by Site Origin and Sydney Toolbox. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and install it. And install now. You can also just click this button right here that says begin installing plugins. And that's usually the quicker route. Install that too. Now, I don't really use this toolbox option, but I think it is good to have it in there in case you wanted to add something custom a little bit later. And I'm just going to go ahead and activate these two themes. Activate, apply. All right. And let's go ahead back into the plugins there. And I'm going to add some more plugins, okay? The first plugin that I like to add is a plugin called WP Super Cache. And it's right here. It's a really popular plugin. Basically, it caches your website, and this just helps make your website run a little bit faster. Okay, that's pretty much the bottom line there. I like to add contact form. This is only because this is the contact form I've always used. Contact form 7. So it's, again, really popular. They update it frequently. That's the one I like to use. You can use whatever one you like. I like to use Pretty Links still. This kind of masks your links, but it's more than just masking your links. What this also does is it makes it so that you can create really easy links, easy affiliate links, which is what's most important to me, and the reason I do it. Gives you good little tracking that you can use as well. So for now, let's go ahead and add one more. Add a new plugin. I could also click it up there. That's what I was looking for. Hide post title. Sometimes I like to do this depending on the theme, and you'll see what this means. But and you see this title remove right here. I'm not so picky about which one I choose of these, but I just want to, this is exactly what I want to do. I want the ability to remove titles and posts because I like to set it up kind of like a headline. So and sometimes I don't like how the headline, the post title is aligned with the page. And again, this is just kind of stuff that I add later. All right. Go ahead and activate these themes. So all these should be blue, which means they're activated. I'm not going to edit anything in this right now. All right. So this is telling me, yep, I just need to dismiss that. Okay. A couple of things here with all these themes and plugins is that most of these things I keep these set to however they come out of the box. Basically, I don't do a lot of messing around with these links or with these with these plugins. I just use them how they come. All right. I don't do a lot of editing, and these are pretty much for right now the only plugins that I'm going to install in the beginning. Okay. A couple plugins that I probably omitted that you were probably like, hey, Cameron, what about this plugin? And what about that plugin? Or what about, this is a much better plugin. Again, just kind of stick with me here. Use a plugin that you think is best. Okay. If you have questions about an SEO plugin, whatever SEO plugin you use is best. I don't really depend on SEO traffic in the beginning. So I don't worry about installing an SEO plugin in the beginning. Similar posts, I do not use that plugin in the beginning either. Okay. I like to let the people who are on my website decide what posts they want to go see. And I'm probably already going to have a good stick rate because all of my posts actually have videos, not so much blog posts. So I'm going to have good stick rates on my website anyway. Google Analytics, again, don't really care about that too much in the beginning because I can usually see from my paid traffic how much traffic I'm sending to my website, etc. Any other plugins that you want to use, by all means, have at it. But I will give you one rule of thumb that I like to use. And that is just, use the plugins that you're most used to and that you like the most. Use the plugins you like the most. Also, as a little side note, if you want your website to run better, use no more than 25 plugins. Plugins can really start to bog down your website. And if you get to the point where you're having 5, 10, 15, or even when you start to bring in organic traffic and you have maybe 20,000 people coming to your website per day or per month, plugins are really, really going to start to drag down your website. So I always keep it less than 25. For best results, keep below 10 plugins. And I know that seems like, Cameron, I can't have less than 10 plugins. You're just being crazy talk. I know it's tough. Like I'm already at, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm already at 8 plugins. I don't have any SEO plugins. I don't have any analytics plugins or stuff like that. So there could be a lot more plugins that I install as well, but for right now, I'm just not going to worry about it. And if you want your website to run really well, if you get to the point where you're having, let's say, if you see hey, I'm topping out at 5,000 visitors per month, and I don't know why, I should be getting more traffic than that because I'm continuing to make posts, etc. Honestly, it could be because your website is too bogged down with old comments and spam comments and too many plugins. So just kind of make sure you're keeping an eye on that. If your traffic is not consistently going up, especially once you start getting organic traffic, it's probably due to your website being too slow and too bogged down with plugins. So if you want it to run faster, keep it below 25 plugins. And if you really want to make it run top efficiency, keep it below 10 plugins. All right. But that's all I'm really going to say about plugins. Again, use whatever plugins that you like the best. The last thing that I would like to do is I come down to the settings tab and we want to come down to your permalink structure and we want to change the permalink structure because it's probably set up as something stupid. Most people have it set up as something like this where it has the questions and the post number, something like this. But you just want to use post name. Okay, I already have it selected, but you want to use post name. All right, go ahead and save those changes. Now, that's all I like to do. All right. If I wasn't explaining everything to you, it probably would have taken me at most 10 minutes to set all that stuff up. So let's go into the next part of this video, which is going to be our page setup. All right. So again, this is just kind of like how I like to do it. The first thing, I go clear up WordPress and get all those stupid updates and things like that out of my way, get all the old plugins out of there that I don't want. And once I do that, I go head back over to my pages. Now, again, you won't have any pages in here, but you do need to set up some of your pages. So if you remember back from the website planning stage, I said you're going to need a home page, you're going to need a blog page, an about us / contact page, resources page, and products. So I'm not going to worry about the products page right now, but I will show you how to set up the resources page. And we're going to go ahead and add new. And I'm not going to show you what type of page layout I think is best or anything like that. You can figure that stuff out, right? It's not going to be something crazy. I would set up a home page here, but I'm not going to do that right now because I already have that landing page created. So I'm actually going to change that landing page to home page. Okay. What I need is I need a blog page. So we're going to go ahead and push publish on that. Now, you have to build the blog page in a very specific way. And I know this is going to seem like it's really scary, but it's not that scary. So we're going to be using the page builder. And basically, the page builder is a way to actually make a custom page. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a row. And we're going to make this, you see set row layout where it's going to make that 1, so it's 100% even ratio left to right, and we're going to go to insert. Okay, so just set the row layout to 1, don't really have to mess with anything else, and press insert. Okay, then we're going to go to add a widget, and what we're going to add in is from the current post, we didn't need to add our blog post. This is not the best way to do it, and I'm going to show you how this looks different in a second. So for now, I need to look for the WordPress widgets, and we can look at our recent post. Okay, and another option that you can have is you can add another row, and you can make that 1 again and insert, and we can add a new widget down there, and we can just click archives. And now you see you got to add it on this first one, so all you have to do is just get that little cross and then drag it down to the second block. Okay, now I'm not going to show you what this looks like right now because we don't have any blog posts created, but I'm going to show you the difference and why I like the homepage option better in a second. All right, so we're going to have and save that. Now we need to go over here to the left and add a new page. So we got our blog page created, we got our home page created. That's going to be my landing page. And now we need to create an about us page. So about us. And then what I would typically do is have an image here of, let's say, image of Kenny. And then I can't think of what that word is, filler text. I mean, I don't really need any, I'm not going to really be making this website right now. So we'll just use this Latin text generator here. So I can have some content so you can kind of see what it looks like. Okay. So I'm going to just copy that text there. And then that's pretty much how I would lay it out. And then it will be the same exact thing, except for right below, it will be a picture of me, picture of Cameron, and then click publish. Now I'm going to edit that a little bit so you can see what it's like, but you all know how to add a media, and then you would just click and drag and upload your image. So I'm not going to waste your time going through that, but that's how the About Us page will look. And then what we will need to do is we will need to add in our contact form. So since I know I need to add my contact form right now, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and go to contact. And you see this little, it has a little, looks like an envelope there. Contact forms. I'm just going to right click. And I'm going to open that in a new tab. Okay. And you can see we have this contact form in here. And to upload the contact form, all I have to do is copy this short code here. So I just right click, I'm just going to copy, edit page, and then come down here at the short code, click update. And now I will show you what this page looks like. And if any of you are wondering, like, hey, what does like a real contact page look like? Like, how can I see it? This is just Latin text. Like, anybody could have done that in 5 seconds, right? And you're absolutely right. And that's just, I don't want to invest a lot of time or energy doing that right now. But how do you decide what a good contact page looks like? Well, that's simple. You would go to a really good contact page like Entrepreneur's Journey here. And from this page, all you would do is just go ahead and click contact, right? And let's see what his contact page looks like. Okay. Read through his contact page and see if you can put any of the content that he has from here on your contact page. Let's check out the About Us page. See, like I said, a picture of him. I like to just use headshots, but he used a whole body picture and he has more picture linked below. This is his About Us page. Read through his About Us page. Go check out the Mixergy. That's the exit pop. So if you have an exit pop or something like this on your website, like I was saying way earlier in this video, these things typically convert between 1 and 3% of your traffic into leads. The home page set up as a squeeze page, that can convert as high as 25%. So that's why I prefer that home page as a squeeze page. Not to say these pages don't work, and you can certainly use these types of opt-ins and things like that. And I'm going to actually give you a little bonus and show you how to do that at the end of this video. Over here on Mixergy, let's check out their About page. Again, separate page from the contact page. Read through this page. It's probably a really good page. How he does it, right? What does this contact page look like? This is what the contact page look: name, email, subject, message. That's it, right? And if you go ahead and check out our About Us page, maybe one thing that I would add down here, since we're doing that, is I would add this a heading 1, and I would say contact us below, right? Go ahead and click update and refresh this page here. So again, this is just the bare minimum setup so we can get set up as soon as possible. So I don't know why it's coming up as BE, probably because that font is too big. Let's go ahead and try to refresh that one more time. It just says B instead of below. Okay, let's change that text to a heading 2 so it's a little bit smaller. See if that works. If it doesn't, I'm not sure why it's not letting us put in below there. Maybe it just doesn't like the below. Okay, try that one more time. Oh, still doesn't like that. Heading to contact us below. Not sure why that is not coming through, but we will just go ahead and make it a paragraph, and we will make it bold, and hopefully that solves any problems that Sydney has with that. So little small things like that. I mean, to be honest, I have no idea why that's happening, and I just don't want to waste too much time right here in this video trying to figure out that one little minute detail. But again, you could probably figure out some really quick and easy workaround for it. So at this point, I know it is because I'm not refreshing the page. So what I need to do is I actually need to bring up this page. And there you go, contact us below. So now I'm going to actually be really ridiculous and go back here, change it to a heading 2 again. I don't want to make it bold because it's already bold, and I'm going to click update. So before, it may not have been working because I had refreshed the page too quickly, and I was bringing up a preview page and not the actual About Us page. So we'll go ahead and check it out really quick. Yep, there we go. So it was because I was bringing up the preview page before it had finished rendering, and then all I did was kept refreshing the preview page. And you guys should have told me I was doing that, because I wouldn't have done it 3 times to look like a doofus. But there we go. So I just like to pull it all in one page. And again, you can visit some of those other pages, see how they have their About Us page, see how they have their contact pages set up. I like to do it all in one because we don't need to create more pages. All right. So let's go ahead and close out of that. Let's go back to our pages section here. let's go back to our pages section here. All pages. There we go. Oh, and also I forgot to show you. So if you remember earlier, we changed the theme. So before it was this 2017 theme. So if I click refresh, this is profitizedemo.com. So this is the home page. If I click refresh, now you can see we now have the Sydney theme set up. I'm going to change all this. Don't you worry. So we have our About Us page. We have our blog page. We have our landing page. So let's go ahead and fix that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click edit. And what I'm going to do is instead of, this is just the way that my outsourcer set it up from Fiverr. He set it up as with the name landing page. I'm going to set this up as home page. Okay, that's just what I'm going to call it. And then I'm going to also click change that so that instead of the slash, it's going to be set up as home. Okay, just because I call it homepage doesn't mean it's automatically changed. We're going to have to fix that a little bit. But I just want you to notice there's no page here, right? Because this was built with the theme, with the Thrive Architect plugin. So I'm not going to go into how to mess with Thrive Architect. If you want to do Thrive Architect, again, contact somebody on Fiverr. And if you have any issues with setting up Thrive Architect, please, we can't support Thrive Architect. So please, please, please just contact Thrive, or make sure that your outsourcer from Fiverr sets it up exactly the way that you want it before you confirm the order. So I just want to quickly change that to home page. I'm going to go ahead and update that page. We're going to go back to all pages. So now we have our home page built, we have our blog page built, our About Us page, and our resources page. So that's the last page that we need to add. And I need to go to eofire.com. This is another really popular website that we modeled when we were setting up our Profitize websites. This is going to be our resources page. Okay. And how do we decide what to get for our resources page? Well, we looked at popular websites like Entrepreneur on Fire, and most importantly, let's go ahead and check out another one, Smart Passive Income. And this is a big reason why I told Kenny, like, hey, we really need to add this resource page because, you know, Pat Flynn has his income reports here, and you can go through the income reports, but from these resources page that they have, they make a ton of money from Bluehost, from people signing up with lead pages or ConvertKit or Samcart. They just make an absolute ton of money. So when Kenny and I were breaking down these different Profitize websites, so to speak, we were like, hey, like we should think about adding this resource thing on here. So John Lee Dumas has it set up with all these boxes. Obviously, you don't want to have it set up like that. He uses a custom theme here. So I would just set it up like this, where basically, you know, I obviously I don't recommend that you just copy and paste, but for the purposes of this video, delete that image there. For the purposes of this video, this is basically how I would set up a resources page. I would just say Bluehost. I would hyperlink this to my affiliate link, which I would set up with Pretty Links, excuse me. And then I would just have the #1 hosting for website and blogs. And then I would just do exactly like what he does here, a write-up for Bluehost. Let's see another one that he uses, right? Lead pages. So I would use lead pages. I would copy that. And instead of, you know, copying exactly what they have from Smart Passive Income, again, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the Latin text. Again, I'm just using this for filler. If you check out our case study, then you'll see our actual resources page there. Okay. So again, these will be hyperlinked to actually our affiliate links for Bluehost or for lead pages or for ClickFunnels or the actual resources that we use to build our income. So I'm going to go ahead and click publish. So those are all of our pages. Okay. Those are all of our pages on our website. The next thing I want to do is I want to go into our theme. So I want to edit our theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to appearances and I'm going to click themes. And I'm going to go ahead and customize our theme. So the first thing is that with Sydney, they have this full top header section. I want to make sure that I remove that. So I believe that's in general. Nope, it's not in general. Well, we can actually start. Let's just go in order with these. I'm not going to touch on all these, but I'm going to touch on a few of them. The site title, I'm just going to leave Profitize demo. You can also upload so that's up here. If I undo that, you can see it's right here. I want to delete that bottom part. You can also if you create a logo, get one created from Fiverr or something like that. For now, I'm just going to leave it as Profitize demo, but that would actually be the name of your website. They give you the size that you can upload it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click back. So keep it like that. Let's go to this header area, header type. So you can see right here, this is the header type, what's in the background there. And they have all this information, but I just like to go menu only, right? Keep it simple. If you want to spend time and days and hours figuring out what background images to use, you certainly can do that. It's just personally, it's not for me, okay? It's not for me. So I'm going to click back. Let's see, header menu style, sticky. I just leave it at that, so it just stays up there. Back. Blog options. You can choose your different blog options. We can't see that right now because I haven't uploaded any blogs, so we'll come back to that once I upload our first blogs. Fonts and footers. You can edit any of the things that you want in there, colors, etc. Next thing I'm going to worry about is the menu. So you can see create your menu here. And I'm going to click create a menu. Our menu name is going to be, I just call it main. Primary menu, next. And then I'm going to go ahead and add menu items. So what's going to be on my menu? It's going to be my homepage. It's going to be my resources, about us, and it's going to be my blog page. And I'm just going to change those orders really quick. So the order that I like is home, blog, about us, resources, right? ProfitizeDemo.com. That's the URL. Since I grabbed these directly from the pages that were in there, it's all set up automatically. Blog, that's the actual blog page, so it always stays with that. But primary menu, and there we go. So I'm going to click back. Now you can see my menus up here located. The next thing I'm going to adjust is the comments. And I'm going to go to, over here, this is the widget area. And I'm going to go sidebar. You can keep the search. Sometimes I keep the search, but recent posts, I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to click remove. Recent comments, definitely remove that. Archives, definitely remove that. Categories, we're going to keep this actually. And the categories, we might say something like where to start, or some general title. You don't want to just leave it as categories because I think categories is kind of boring. But this is actually going to show the different topics of your blog. So again, if you remember earlier when we were talking about picking up the sub niches or the subcategories, if this was like a mindset type blog, like how to be more positive, then it might be books you should read as a category. It might be, you might have a whole category dedicated to Tony Robbins, etc., right? Or like law of attraction, etc. So if it's make money online, I think the categories that Kenny and I are using it's going to be an income report section. It's going to be a income report section. It's going to be make money online. It's going to be internet marketing. It's going to be some sales and mindset stuff. So, and I'm actually going to set that up for you so you can see how it goes. And like always, you can check it out in our case study. All right. So I'm going to click back. I'm going to click back again. Homepage settings. This is really important. So this is a homepage settings. It's going to be like your latest post. We're not going to choose that. We're going to choose a static page, and what page do we want to use? Obviously, we want to use the home page. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and click publish. And now our website is about ready to go. So we have our pages set up. We have the WordPress settings set up. And the next thing that we need to do, and actually the last thing that we need to do, is we need to set up our post. All right. So what you'll find in the download sections beneath this video, pages set up. I'm just going to say set up the pages. Watch the video because I don't have anything cool to say there. Website setup. Website customization, I guess I should say. Right? And then it is watch the video. And then finally we have our post setup. The first thing I want you to know about the post setup is that you will have a download beneath the video with an image of the ideal post layout. And this just shows you the layout that we're going to cover. And then you can again watch the video for full post layout info. Okay. So how I like to do the post, the first thing is I want to go into categories. So I just click on the post tab and then click categories. And you want to create your category. So the first you're going to have, everybody's going to have this uncategorized. We want to edit that. And then just pick out what you think, whatever your top category will be. So for the case study website, these aren't really finalized, but I think we have a good idea of some of the ones that we're going to use. And it's going to be, we're going to basically have one that's about email marketing, right? So I'm just going to say email. And then the slug is what shows up. It's going to say profitizedemo.com/uncategories at this point, because that's the slug. But instead, I'm going to change it to email. I could maybe change it to like something like email marketing -marketing. Or for me, I'm just going to leave it as for email for right now. Click update. So that's the uncategorized one. I think Kenny and I also talked about having like kind of like a money mindset type section in our website. So over here, we're going to add a new category. So it's just going to be money mindset. And then this one is we'll just call this one money. No parent category. I don't even worry about the description because I know what they all mean. So we just add it. We have the money mindset one. We have the email marketing one. I think we're also going to do one on like general marketing or sales. So we're going to have, let's just call this sales. And then we'll just leave it as sales as well. So this is going to be for our demo site. I think it's going to be set up pretty similar to this. So we're going to add that category. So we have sales, money mindset, email marketing. I think we're going to have one for some of our like general make money online systems. So I'm just going to say make money online. And maybe for this slug, we'll just say it's MMO. So it's basically going to be these 4 sections. Now, in our actual demo site, when you see it, it may be something different. We may come up with like more clever names for it, but these are basically going to be the 4 sections, right? So if you remember earlier, I said, hey, you want to make sure that when you're thinking about in the next video, when you're working with Kenny and you're thinking about your niche, you want to have 3 to 5 sub niches under that. So we wanted to focus a lot on the mindset part. We want to focus a lot on showing people how to make more money with their online websites. Of course, we were big believers in email marketing and just giving them general ideas of how we're making money online. Oh, which reminds me, income reports is also going to be one for us. So we might just make this slug reports. Okay. So that's the first thing I like to do. I like to set up all of our different categories. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the post, and I'm not going to show you a lot of posts. I'm just going to go ahead and create a couple of generic ones for right now, just to show you what they look like on the actual page. So we're going to click add new post, and I think I already have these done on my blog site. So you won't have any, maybe you'll have the demo post, but I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these. So this is the way that I like to do my post, okay, for the Profitize websites. The first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need a YouTube video. So let me see if I can grab one of these here. I hope it doesn't start to play. And don't worry, this is the last section. So I know this video is a little bit longer than I anticipated, but hopefully it's helping you set up a Profitize website more faster, and you'll make money faster as well. So I have this first video here. This is a video, I already researched it. This would be like the typical type of video that I would find for a Profitize website. You remember one of our sections is mindset. So this video right here talks about one of the Tony Robbins books. that is about how to master money, right? So this would be like the perfect type of video, and I would post this right now. So what I'm going to do is, once you find a video like this, just keep the URL open. I'm going to go back to the post. So once you have the video, right, we know we're going to be making a video about Tony Robbins and Money Master the Game. So what I like to do is I like to just copy the same exact URL. That's what I'm going to title my post, or the same title of the video. So it says Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins, easily explained. I'm fine with that. I could do without the triple exclamation points. Okay. Now, once I have that, you are going to need a headline for your video. Okay. So, the coming up with headlines, the easy way to do it is just to use the same exact headline that you have as the title, right? That's the easiest and the simple and the quickest way to do it. Sometimes I like to come up with custom headlines. And so the custom headline that I'm going to use, I was waiting for that guy's hand to get out the way, is I'm actually going to use the sub headline of his book. So I'm going to add that to my blog post. And what I like to do is I like to make it a heading 1. So when you copy it, it may not come up as a heading 1. But all you have to do is highlight it, go to paragraph, heading 1. Heading 1, like that. And then I like to center it. So yes, that's different. That's a different headline for the post. Okay? That's a different headline than what's up here, but that's simply the way I like to do it. Sometimes I use the same exact title of my post as the headline of the video, or the headline of the post. Sometimes I don't. It's just really up to me. Right? There's no other way to explain it. The next thing you want to do is you want to click text. Okay? You want to click text. You should have a post that looks like this. It has whatever your headline is in H1 tags. And now we want to add the video to our page. So how do we do that? Well, we go over here and we're going to click this share link. You know, this video right here has 48,000 views, 900 thumbs up, only 17 thumbs down. So I know it's a high quality video. It's only 5 minutes. I like the shorter videos because it's going to get a good stick rate for my website. So if somebody watches this 5-minute video on my website, instead of clicking over to YouTube, I'm gonna get the credit for somebody sticking on my website for 5 minutes. And then plus, once they click on this, once they stay on my website, they're also probably, if they watch the entire video, most of the video, they're probably going to scroll below on my blog post to see what it's all about. All right. So that's what we want. Making money on purpose, right? We already know this is a popular video. People like it, so it has good retention rates on it. And so we're going to share this video on our blog. So I'm going to go ahead and click share. And you don't want to take that link. You want to take the embed link. Okay. Now you have all these options in here. The only option I would say to make sure you eliminate is right here. It says show suggested videos when the video finishes. Don't do that. Show controls and everything like that. We can do that. Go ahead and click copy. So we want to copy this right here. So right click, copy. Go back to our post. Remember, we're in the text tab and we're going to go ahead and paste. All right. So if we go back to the visual tab, when we go back to our WYSIWYG editor, what I like to do is I would like to make sure that video is centered, which it's not letting me do right there. So what I have to do is I have to come back to this iframe here, and I have to add a center tag manually. So what that is left arrow, and then you just type center in lowercase, right arrow. All right, so left arrow, that what I have highlighted right there. Go to the end of the iframe, left arrow again, the backslash, which is right next to the, is it? Yeah, the backslash, which is the right next to the arrows, the little caret arrows, and then we type center again. And basically this is just simple HTML code that just ends that HTML code of center right there. If we go back to visual, now we can see it's aligned. Perfect. We want to go back to left align now. And we need some content for this post, right? Well, you could type in a little quick introduction about this video. And then what I did is I went to I went to go look at the notes for this video. So right here, you see this is the person who created the video, October 30th, 2016. And you can see he has a little write-up, so you can get your introduction from somewhere right here. But what I like to do is I like to just go ahead and copy. What I did, I'm just going to go ahead and copy the 7 steps. So I'm going to copy that, go back to my post, paste those 7 steps there. All right. And so I'm not quite sure why we have these center tags in there. But we're going to go ahead and get those out of there. Get those out of there. Get those out of there. So now it's all properly left aligned. And it's all together here. So I'm just going to break it up where it says steps. And step 3 right there. I just saw step 4 and it got away from me. Step 5. Step 6 right there. Step 7 is right there. So boom. And then finally, for the post layout, so we have our video, we have our introduction. After your introduction, this should really be like a paragraph, right? So Kenny's going to talk more about how to do the perfect post later, but the introduction should just be a brief little reason why they should watch the video. You can, again, get that from watching the video yourself and just creating a quick little write-up. The introduction should be quick and pithy. It's almost like a headline for like a sales page, okay? You can get some type of little snippet from here. So this wouldn't be a good headline, or excuse me, a good introduction right here because it's too long, right? It's too long. This just simply explains what the video is. We don't want that. We want to give them a reason to continue to read down below, right? And again, Kenny's going to explain how to come up with all the content for the perfect post in his video later in the training. This particular video is mostly just to show you how to set up the website, all right? So the introduction is like, watch this. I might say something along the lines of, what if you no longer had to worry about money and you had the freedom to live the life you've always wanted, right? So that's just something short, introduction. And then what you can do right here is if you have the option, you can add a call to action or add an opt-in. Okay. Sometimes I go between both. So like for this video, since this is more of like a mindset video, I don't necessarily have anything to sell with this video. I would add the opt-in right here, and then they can continue to read more about it. And then I would do that same thing below, right? Add an opt-in or add a call to action. If you're going to be adding a call to action, what a call to action is something that you want them to go buy. So that's where you would insert like your affiliate link, or you would insert your pretty link, which has your affiliate link to it. Okay. Uh-oh, I just messed that up. So over here, you select the category. So we would do money mindset for this one. I don't worry about the tags. The default template is fine. If you want to add feature posts and all that stuff, again, go for it. That's all 100% up to you. I like to just keep it simple and quick and get them out fast. Okay. So I have another demo here as that loads up. So you would just do this, create this post every couple of days. And again, Kenny's going to go over the exact game plan, I believe, in module number 5. But I'm just going to quickly show you how to get one of these up really fast. So I'm going to click add new post. And I already have this post from another demo site that I was working on. This is actually one of the posts from our Done For You websites. Our Done For You blog, excuse me. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to copy the HTML format of it. And you can go ahead and check it out here. So again, I just have to go back here and I need to add this center text again to make sure that it's properly aligned. And I'm going to get a little bit fancier with it because I want to align the headline as well. Not everything, just this right here. So we'll do that. Don't worry about that. This is not going to be a problem for you. There we go. So same thing here, right? We have the headline, which is 250 online every day. And in this example, I use the same exact headline from the post on the actual page. This brand new full, and then it's just a post. And then right here, I would have a affiliate link to my offer, right? And that's affiliate link is going to come from Pretty Links. Okay. So let's go ahead and post this. And I want to show you something really, really quickly. A plugin that I added earlier, the high title plugin. I'm going to show you exactly why I did it. So that post is loaded and here is where you can see it. Okay. So we have the reason that I like to remove the title is because you see right here where it has 250 online a day and it has the posted by admin. For me personally, I don't like that. I just rather use my headline up at the top. So what I do is I have this little plugin and I already told you to install it. Don't worry, but it's right here, high title, and click that. And you see right there in the corner, high title from this item, click update and we go back and then hopefully this title will be all gone. And I'm just waiting for it to load there. Click refresh. And there you go. See, I don't mind it talking about when it was posted. I just don't want the double title or the double headline, even if that was something different. And I will show you an example of that. So we go back to all post again. And the category for that, I just made it email. I don't know if I told you that. If I click edit and I want to right click and view it really quick, got it in, nice. So over here, what we'll have is we'll have two different titles, but you see it's still, to me personally, it still just looks kind of cumbersome, right? You have this H1 tag here and we have another H1 tag. And I just personally think that this headline is stronger than this headline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the title again. And to be honest, for most of my posts on these Profitize website, I hide all the titles. You can just keep that as a rule of thumb of something that I like to do. I like to hide the title because I think that this just looks too cumbersome. Okay. So go ahead and refresh that. And so hopefully this will disappear and we'll just have the title that I created, right? Perfect. So it just shows like, okay, well, this is a money mindset post. It was posted on this date and here is the headline. And then boom, they're just watching the video. Obviously I need to work on my spacing a little bit, but those are things you can clean up and stuff like that. All right. So that's the entire website. That's the entire website. Now there's a couple important things that I need to go through with you. And this is our wrap up section. So if I can find my handy dandy notebook, here we go. We got the page set up, we got a blog set up, and just our wrap up section. Wrap up. The first thing is go ahead. Let's copy that because it's going to be the same exact thing here. Okay. The first thing is you want to set up Pretty Links. And I'm just going to quickly show you how to do that. You're going to go down to the Pretty Links tab. And this is why I like to use Pretty Links personally. It's not necessarily to hide or to mask my links. It's just because it makes it a lot easier. So we're click create one. So if you remember on our resources page, we said, hey, we want to make it so that we're promoting Bluehost, right? So if I had a Bluehost affiliate link, then it would be, bluehost.com/Profitize affiliate link, right? It wouldn't be something like that. It would be like the crazy numbers and links and stuff like that. And instead of having to remember that and copy and paste that every single time I wanted to put in my Bluehost affiliate, what I can do instead with Pretty Links is I can simply say profitizedemo.com/Bluehost. Right? Title, Bluehost. Affiliate link for Bluehost. I don't mess with Advanced. I don't mess with Pro. That's literally all I need. And that's the reason why I use it. So now, from now on, from any website, from any place on the internet, if I put profitizedemo.com/Bluehost, it's going to go to my make-believe Bluehost affiliate link. So this is why I use it. It helps build the congruency of your blog, and it helps keep track of your clicks. And it doesn't keep track of sales or anything like that, but you can definitely see how many clicks you're getting each month, and hopefully you can see these going up and up and up. So I like to do the Pretty Links because it just makes it a lot easier to track and keep track of. So now I just know whenever I want to, I can use profitizedemo.com/Bluehost, and it's going to go to my affiliate link. So every single time in one of your posts, when you're promoting products, right? I don't have the post set up, but every single time you're promoting one of your posts, then you always know what it's just yourdomain.com/whatever the affiliate link is, right? Bluehost, Aweber, what have you. Okay. So that's the first thing I wanted to mention with before this wrap up section. Another thing is I want to quickly go over this blog page. So we set up this blog page, and this is going to be a really good example of why I set up the two different pages. So when you go to blog here, so this is profitizedemo.com/blog. And this is basically how it's set up now, okay? As you can see, it just shows, we can even clean up this page a little bit. We can go ahead and click. Oh, we can't do that. I have to quickly change something. I need to change the slug of this because I already have the subdomain. So let's just say demo-blog. Okay, that was confusing. I know that was confusing for you. Don't worry about it. But let's go ahead and refresh that. All right, so if we go click this blog page now, I was like, wait, that looks really good. I don't know, maybe I was wrong, but I wasn't. This is what our blog page looks like. Okay, so as you can see, it's not very attractive. Now, it certainly doesn't have to be set up like this, but you might be thinking, well, Cameron, why does it look so weird? Well, because I like to remove the titles, right? If I didn't remove the titles, they would be showing up here, right? So it would say like the 250 online per day, blah, blah, blah. And it would say Tony Robbins, Money to Mastery. Archives, you can only see the blog post from 2017. Okay, so this is why I personally don't like to use the blog post layout. Now, if we go to my other website for this, which is what you just accidentally saw, actually. This is the subdomain that I set up, profitizedemo.com, and I actually still have the wrong theme on there. So let's go ahead and go to dashboard. And I want to show you how to set this up as well. So how to set up the blog subdomain, all right? And this still has all the plugins and stuff. I'm not going to worry about taking all those down. What I am going to do is I'm quickly going to go to themes. And I'm going to add the Sydney theme. All right. And once I have this theme, then you can actually see the difference of the layout. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. And click activate. And this pretty much has the same, when I do this, for my primary domain, okay, so profitizedemo.com, for my primary domain and for my subdomain, I use the same exact theme. All right. So I'm going to go to my customize, and I'm not going to go through all the edits here. I'm just going to show you how to make the menu, and I'm going to show you how to set what the difference is when you have this set up as your blog. Okay. So let's go to general. So I already have this set up. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to menus really quickly. So we have the main menu. So now we have this main menu, but if we were to click home, the home page for this website would be profitizedemo.com/blog. I don't want that. I want it to go to profitizedemo.com only. Okay, so you see where it says profitizedemo.com? That's where I want this home page link to go to. All right, so let's go ahead and save that. The blog. Now the blog goes to profitizedemo.com/blog. Now the about us, it should go to profitizedemo.com/about, and let's just make sure that that works. So if I click quick edit, I just want that to be about. Update. And then we'll leave that one. And then our resources, we go to profitizedemo.com/resources and click publish. All right. So in the subdomain, you can see, follow along as I built this out a little bit. As well, a couple of things, like I know the categories are a little bit different, so please bear with me doing that, but it's all pretty much set up exactly the same. But let's go to the homepage of this website. All right. The homepage of this website is going to be just my blog post layout. Now, this right here looks a lot better than this blog. Right? Now, this is not the only way to do it, but the only other way to do it is you would just have one permanent post here. Okay? Or you could have all of your posts on the page with some themes. Okay? But for the most part, it still doesn't look, to me, it doesn't look quite as nice as this layout. Right? And plus, if you choose to have the blog as your homepage, then you're going to be losing out on a significant amount of potential opt-ins that you could have. All right. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're setting this up. And now let's check out how the menu works. If you were to click this home link, I'm going to open that in a new tab. Guess where it goes? Boom, right back to our home page. All right. If you were to click the blog, it would come back to profitizedemo.com/blog. If you click the about, it goes to profitizedemo.com/about. And you see how this all looks like it works together, right? This entire Profitize website is all really congruent because they both use the same themes, right? If we're really on the profitizedemo.com/about, but if we click blog, it just go back to blog. All right, and I actually have that set up in the wrong link. I know this is confusing, so I'm really, really sorry about that, everybody. But let me go ahead and fix that for you. So if I have to go back to appearance, and I'm just going to go right to the menu. And the reason why it's not working correctly on this website is because that's set up to link all the way to the page. So even if that page link changes, it's always going to go back to this blog page, this original blog page that I have set up. I don't want that. So I'm actually going to remove, you see how this one says home, custom link, and this one says page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that page one. I'm going to go down to custom link, and I'm going to go to profitizedemo.com/blog. Okay. And I'm going to call it a blog again. Add to menu. So I know that's why it's a little bit confusing, and I'm sorry if that added extra confusion to everyone, but just know that for your homepage and for your blog, you're going to need to set those up as custom links. And it's just going to be whatever your website is.com. And then if you have a subdomain, it's going to be whatever your website is.com/blog. If you're setting this all up on one website, then again, you don't even have to worry about that. So let me just go ahead and refresh this. And so we're on profitizedemo.com. If we click blog right now, it's going to go to the blog page. Right? If we click resources, nothing changes. I know that little guy in the background changes, but that's just because I didn't remove that in this particular website. If we go to home, then boom, we're back to the home page, right? So it's all congruent. It all works together. I'm going to get a lot more opt-ins. Now, the only thing is, and this was actually my fault, I should have told my outsourcer that I also want the links on this page. So I should have told him that, hey, you know, somewhere on the page, either on the top right or something, just put a link to my blog, to my About Us, to my resources, right? So they can get there. Some people, they do not have that option. What you would do is I would go into the Thrive Architect and I would say, hey, on the Expo Pop, it would have a button that says, hey, get access to all my training for free, right? With no email required. And they can just click a link that says, okay, and they would go straight to my blog. Also, if they click this no thanks link right here, they should go to my, and I'm just going to go ahead and set that up right now because it's bothering me. They should actually go to my blog page. All right. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to do this in Thrive, I guess. But I want people to be able to go to my blog and get my content because I want them to see my Profitize post, right? So even if they don't want to submit their email right away, I'm still going to have another way to get their email later on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to break that link and I'm going to add a new link. And the URL is going to be, I'm a little kind of OCD about this and I don't like to mess up. So I'm going to go to, well, I'm just going to make it. Okay. It's going to be HTTP and it's going to be profitizedemo.com/blog. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open that in a new tab, make that no follow. I can make it follow. I don't care. Insert. Okay. So then that's all done. And I believe that is it. So we click save. All right. So now, hopefully this is the last time I have to kind of put my foot in my mouth. But if we go back to profitizedemo.com, again, you can set this homepage up however you want to. You can have the links. If we go over to Video Fruit, you see Video Fruit has the links to get to his blogs, his tools, right? For me, that would just say blog, that would say About Us, and that would say resources, right? It's the same exact idea. And if you also look at his blog page, I mean, this is pretty much what we modeled. So if somebody comes to this page, they say, hey, I don't really care about doubling your email list without creating content in 7 minutes. They say, I don't really care about that. They can click this no thanks link and then they will still go to my blog. Boom. And that works out perfectly. And as you can see, I know it's not a carbon copy, but this website right here gets thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of views every single month. So we know it's effective, right? That's why we model it somewhat with this page. All right. And I know this blog post doesn't look really fancy, doesn't have the featured image, which is something that I think everybody should add. It doesn't have a lot of stuff, but what it does have, it's made to profit on purpose. Now, one last thing that I want to make sure that everyone adds, and if you're doing this on a subdomain or if you're doing this on just one domain or two domains, I think you should add this plugin, and that is the AppSumo plugin. So I'm not going to really spend a lot of time showing you how to set this up because there's training that actually shows you how to do that, but it's the hello bar and all that stuff so that you can still, even though the pop-ups like we talked about with Entrepreneur's Journey, which is right here, even though pop-ups like this might only convert at 5%, well, that's okay because that's still 5% of the people that you could potentially miss out on if they didn't go to your homepage, right? So you can use whatever pop-up software you like. If you have lead pages, if you have ClickFunnels, if you have Opt-in Monster, if you have any of that other stuff, you can by all means use whatever works best for you. But a free option, I believe it's AppSumo. Let me try Hello Bar. I'm just not sure who the name of the developer are. Sumo Me. Okay, if you go to Sumo Me and you install this plugin, I can't show you how to do it because you have to like log in and you have to create all the pop-ups, but that's okay. There's lots of training to show you how to do that. And basically all you have to do is create a profile with them. And then over here, they have this little Sumo Me. You create a profile on their website and you can link it up. You can connect it with all that stuff. And then you can have all sorts of pop-ups that come up on your website. You can have the hello bar. You can have the exit pops. And this is completely free. Okay. It's completely free. And you can use this if you have instead of using the homepage as an opt-in page. And even if you still want to use a homepage and as an opt-in page, right? There's not a whole lot of opt-in opportunities on this particular page. So what we can do is we can add hello bar to our blog subdomain as well. And now we can get the hello bar pop up. We can add pop-ups inside each blog post, etc. All right. So that is about it. We have the entire website set up. I know this took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but hopefully, like I said, it helps you hit the ground running and you can have everything that you need to set up your very own Profitize website, right? Just a really quick overview of what exactly we covered. We started with the introduction. I just gave you a little bit brief overview. Remember, we're building a website that make profits on purpose using free content and driving traffic, which we will be talking about in a later portion of this training. We talked a little bit about website planning and getting everything that you need to get started with the website. And then we dove into, for the last hour and 15, 20 minutes or so, dove into the website setup with your website setup, pages setup, plugins setup, and then the final setup with all the different domains and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, please let us know. But if it's questions about, theme setup, subdomains, and stuff like that, I know it might be confusing, but just watch the video a couple times. And if you still have questions, you're probably going to be better off contacting your hosting provider or something like that, or checking out other free YouTube videos that show you how to do something specific. I have a video below here that showed you how to set up a subdomain. So you have all those resources to check out. Also, please, please, please don't forget, we have an entire done-for-you blog that is already set up with all the preferred plugins that I like to use. It is all set up with your first 25 Make Money Online blog posts that have complete write-ups, that have featured images, that have featured videos. So everything's done for you. All you have to do is go into each one of those posts, and all you really have to do is set up the pretty links, right? To set up all your affiliate links. So you have to, some of them come from Amazon. Some of them come from ClickBank. Some of them come from Warrior Forum or Warrior Plus or JVZoo. So you just got to go get approved for those offers, set up all the affiliate links in your pretty links page, and then simply add the affiliate links on each page. So that's our done for you website. You have that option, or you can just simply get our done for you post. So if you have your own website and you say, hey, I don't really like your website, I don't like how you guys set it up. It was good training, but I'd prefer to use my own setup. I don't want the entire website. I just want the 25 posts, and you can get started with that as well. The most important thing is, I know this video was a little bit longer, like I said, but get started as soon as possible. The faster that you get this website up and the faster that you go through the rest of this training, the faster that you're going to start to profitize. These websites are made to make you money, and that is the most important thing. So even though it's a little confusing right now, even though it's a little cumbersome right now, you have everything that you need, especially when you go through the rest of the training, to get everything done, to start getting these simple websites out that start bringing in 4 figures for you every single month. And the work that you put in today is going to bring you tenfold profits in the future, as long as you want it to. All right. Again, if you have any questions, please let us know. And thank you so much for watching.